Hi. I got some t-shirts. Just the two, actually. Not from Rocking Fountain. Actually, I can't remember who I bought it from. Surprisingly, it's, again, one of those, like, limited time drops because I saw someone post basically an ad one time and I was like, oh, hey, I like those movies. Rough Cut Fan Club. I bought 4 in the end. But 2 are for my mate John Harrison, the writer. He does audio commentaries as well. We have the first one, which is Squirm. These are all eco-horror films. They actually had 3. They had Squirm, they had Grizzly, and they had another one. John and I both got a Squirm shirt because, well, we both like Squirm. I mean, he did a commentary on Squirm with Lee, so, I mean, he does like Squirm. So, that's good. And the other one, the Grizzly one, was really nice, and I did really want it. But again, it was like the choice. Do I have a Squirm one, or do I have a Grizzly one? And this one. There was basically the options. This one is a double. It's red on a creamy white colour, which I don't mind. I like the colour. But it's both Jaws and Grizzly, and it also mentions Squirm on the bottom. So it has when animals attack, double feature, because eco-horror, stay out of the water, stay out of the woods, just maybe stay home. So it has a poster for, Jaws plus Grizzly. The Grizzly one that John has is basically like that, but it's all black with green font and image. It looks really nice. And has R restricted, starts today. All seats $2.50 till 1 p.m. Oh, to be unemployed. What a day. What a time. Plus, starting next week is Squirm, A Night of Crawling Terror. So, yeah, there's nothing on the back or anything. They're pretty much your standard types of shirts. Obviously, I usually get stuff like this. This is Rocking Fountain, where it's like a Japanese version of a shirt, usually taken from a Laserdisc image. Usually, obviously, not every film has Laserdisc images these days. But yeah, because I'm going to see Scott Pilgrim tonight, so I think I got something else. I just happen to have 2 very nice limited editions here from Umbrella because I spent money. I'll open this one first. Noroi the Curse, which is a very good J-horror. Very good found footage film as well. It was also part of Arrow Video did a J-horror Rising set, and this was like the one film that everyone wanted. No one else really cared. Like, at least from what I've seen review-wise, is that nobody really cared for the other films in the set, and if they did watch them, most of them were just like, it really doesn't compare to Noroi. But Phil and Katie had the Noroi set, and so I borrowed Noroi from them. And I really liked it, and lo and behold, a few weeks later, Umbrella announces their own release of Noroi, and I ended up buying these 2 from the website, because they're obviously limited editions. So this was a $75 pack, the other one was $100. I got them down about 15% because in my last mail video, I opened up a couple of Umbrella ones, and they had the, add Umbrella 15 code to cut, and you get 15% off, and I was going to use that on the Haneke set because that's a $350 set, but again, saving for Japan, so I'm like, you know what, I can wait on the Haneke set. I'm going to get Noroi and Black Sheep instead. So yeah, this is a really crazy J-horror. I won't spoil anything about it, and if of course it does have images that spoils things, I'll try to avoid showing them. It is Region B, but it's probably all regions because most of Umbrella stuff is anyway. It's number 6 of 1,000, which is really fun. Japanese 5.1 and 2.0 DTS master audio. I really want to rewatch this because it's just a real trip of a film. It's also kind of cosmic horror, so I wasn't as scared by it, I guess, because I expect most, found footage films to be like, I guess once you've seen shit like, I would say Blair Witch, but stuff that's like Lake Mungo, you kind of have expectations, like really high expectations, but this one's still really fun. You get an audio commentary writer and critic Tom Mez, found again, interview of the director, Chaos and Evidence, Alexandra Helen Nicholas on Noroi and the horror mockumentary. Very excited to listen to that, or watch it actually, it's a video essay. Director's point of view, interview of the director, The Man in the Shadows, interview of producer, and The Aftermath, Tom Mez on modern J-horror. So, I would definitely still recommend the standard version to the limited edition, but it is beautiful artwork, as you can see there. Just has a creepy image of a kid, which is totally normal. Yeah, really nice artwork for the set. Very crazy. Everyone's favourite J-cards. These ones seem to be quite different, not to mention the fact that the paper to get it off is much thicker than usual. Blank on the back, but we've got images, which is an art piece. That's a burning house. Casually. Just a burning house. Get some Japanese text. Yeah, just writing. Then you get a mask. Creepy mask. Gotta like the masks. That's a... Okay, so it's a link. It's basically telling you how the characters are connected through like a... You know, like it's a mystery. Like it's a conspiracy. Then you get your poster of the film. My favorite poster of the film, the really creepy one of all the blacked out eyes. Very Parasite-esque, but this is pre-Parasite. Ooh. This one looks like a in-universe poster because it's a guy, he's doing a TV show. Like, the main actress is actually she's a real news reporter, so when they made it like a mockumentary because, it's a mock documentary because it's a fictional documentary, but they made it seem more real because the lead actress is actually a real reporter, so people thought it was real because she was in it. Which is a great idea that I didn't know of until after I watched the movie, because of course, you know, some things adhere to the culture of the time and the country specifically. Then you have the reason I really wanted to get this was behind the scenes essays, experiences, and art. Trial again, you got some images from the film. You got a offerings of a found footage master by Ard Vin. I think it's just Vin. I don't know. I've never actually heard that name before. So you get an essay with some images. You get another fan house experience. That's fun. There's a fan experience. Just images of that casually laden throughout. It's a very thick textured book. I guess it's too late for all of us. Unraveling the Loops of Noroi the Curse by Simon J. Ballard. More artwork. Oh, definitely a lot of spoilery imagery there. International posters, which is cool. I like seeing the different posters. It's always fun. More international posters. And then extracts from Diary of Masafumi Nobuyashi from 2002 to 2004. I have no idea what any of this is even about, which is cool, because it's a whole diary thing. I'd say maybe a making-of diary, or maybe it's a in-universe diary. Possibly, because there are books in the film detailing certain events, so that character's fine. And it's a pretty in-depth thing. Yeah, it's... Oh, right. It's a diary of the person who found the tapes, making it into what becomes the film itself. So, yeah. That's really cool. Because that's not something you get a hold of most easily, especially, like, you'd have to get, like, an art book for it or something. So this is a really good set for that reason. Then you get what basically is your basic version with the slipcover image on the back. No matter how terrifying, I want the truth. And then you get your artwork for it, which again, I don't believe it has. No, it doesn't have the artwork that the Arrow version has. It has this artwork instead. The Arrow version, which again has reversible artwork, you know, the new and original artwork. That has more of the artwork that's like those people in the picture frame, which is again one of the art cards. So at least there's that. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a poster. Depends on how much of a fan you are to really show this, because it's quite a creepy poster. You get, yeah, that same artwork and the brand new artwork. So this artwork's just a little bit creepier because it also just shows footage from the film. Very nice. Good stuff. And now for the really zany one. Black Sheep. This one is still in its plastic, as you can see. It's just a big, fluffy bag. So let's open this one up. I actually watched Terry's video. This is Terry Talks Movies. He gets a lot of Umbrella and imprint stuff very early on, very direct. And he did a good unboxing of this. And he compared it with, at least verbally, to Sasquatch Sunset, which was another of Umbrella sets where they did something like this, where they had an actual fur coat, basically. I didn't get that one. I kind of wish I did in a way, even though I still haven't actually watched the film. I got my brother to buy it for me for, like, Christmas last year, so, you know. So that's still got some sticky tacks on it, which is interesting. It also has a fuck ton, like, there's 1,500 units, so this one's not as rare as the Noroi the Curse one, but it is considerably the definitive edition with the woolly outer slipcase custom. Man, that's a hell of a smell. It's definitely got a smell to it. Custom artwork by Austin Mengler, 8 art cards, reversible poster, 100-page booklet with behind-the-scenes material and all that, and a limited number release, and of course, a fuck ton of stuff. You get 2 audio commentaries, you get an interview of the director, mapping the gory history of New Zealand splat stick with Dr. Alfio Leota. Genetic experiments gone wrong with David Michael Brown. Jonathan King interviewed by Bazura Project 2007, the making of. 5 deleted scenes of optional commentary. And a makeup test, blooper reel, and cast interviews and B-roll. So, not to mention it's, of course, a 4K with 5.1 and 2.0 DTS Master HD audio. So the set itself, very fluffy. You get some fake blood stains on it, which is nice. I do like, obviously, how they have the title on the spine and some blood on the back. It's all just wool. It's soft. I wouldn't sleep on it because it's, like, still a bit hard. Because it's obviously a case of its own. But yeah, so obviously you get just the case details in there. So, yeah. But that's good. I don't know what I'm going to do with this in terms of getting, like, a protector for it. I don't really have a really large protector. I might, because I used to get really old, like, those HD Zeta premiums, so I might have a big protector that I could use for this. If not, this baby's going to get a lot of dust. Then again, it's also going to be quite an attraction when people come over. I mean, why wouldn't it be? It's Black Sheep. I haven't fully seen this film before. I saw it a good number of years ago. I think Dad had found it on, like, SBS or something. And, yeah, it was quite gory, so we kind of didn't watch a lot of it, because at the same time, we didn't see it as the black comedy satire that it is. Like, we saw it as, it's a horror film about zombie sheep, I should say. So, noteworthy that I haven't fully watched it, so I'm also kind of just really excited for that reason. Like, I'm not expecting greatness, but I just am curious to watch it. This is a nice hardback book, with behind-the-scenes concept art. It has a lot of stuff written down there for all the interviews and essays and stuff, which is cool. They've even got discussions with the production team and everything, so I've got a whole... Oh, that is a lot of... You get storyboards as well, images from the film, interviews... Just a lot of stuff. There's a lot of concept art in this, so I don't really want to, spoil the film or ruin the appeal for those who haven't read it. So that's great. That's the kind of book that you want. Beautiful stuff. And of course, the standard version, of this will have a poster inside of it as well. The slip, which is also limited edition for the standard versions. That's a hell of a lot of scary looking sheep. Like, if that actually happens in the film, we never got up to that part. But not either way, looks insanely graphic, really beautifully creepy. I apologize to anyone who is scared of sheep. And then you get your standard artwork, which will have a reversible slip on the inside. You get your 4K with a goat. I keep saying goat. They're sheep. It says... Oh my god, how many times have I said goat in this without fucking realizing it? They're sheep. So yeah, I think the reason it's called Black Sheep would be more or less because, it does have reversible, which is the same artwork, just without the classification sticker. I don't know. I think the commonality of black, because, people would associate black with evilness and whatnot, whether for racial reasons or whatever, or just common analyzing imagery and stuff, like the cowboys with the black hats and stuff like that. But I feel like Black Sheep would be more of a... I mean, there's probably more of a reference in the film itself, but I feel like because it's also like a kind of a black comedy, it's a satire, a part of me feels like it's more in the vein of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but meets, I don't know, Dead Alive. So, yeah. We've got 3 more to top this off. We start with Chopping Mall. These are 3 from the US version of Vestron's releases. There are British versions as well. Of course, it comes with its slipcover, which the only benefit of the US versions is the slipcover, mostly because, despite the fact that the artwork is, of course, the same, unfortunately, they're really cheap Blu-ray cases. So yeah, they are all Region A as well, which I need to remember when I go to watch them, because obviously I got to use my all-region player. But, I tend to not really complain about that. I just have to note it to myself. But obviously it has some special features, which is nice. Vestron do some interesting releases in general. I did get a couple over the past month and a bit that I ended up watching, like Return of the Living Dead Part 3, and it comes with a bunch of special features. And I'm like, this is great. Why... I don't know. I always kind of pictured Vestron as kind of a bit more of a cheaper brand, but I don't think that they really are. Like, again, you get 3 different audio commentaries here, which is insane. But you also get an isolated score, and then you get a bunch of featurettes, including, well, you get like 7 different featurettes, 8 featurettes. I haven't seen this movie yet, so I don't want to spoil it for myself, but, obviously it's going to involve people dying in a mall, and that just sounds pretty good to me. Then we have Warlock. Actually, it's Warlock Collection. It's the 3 films on 2 discs. Disc 1 is the first film. Disc 2 is the second and third films. Again, Region A. But again, a bunch of special features. The first disc has an audio commentary, isolated score, plus an audio interview, and a bunch of interviews, behind-the-scenes stuff, vintage interview segments, vintage featurettes. Just a lot of stuff talking about the making of the film, which is just great to see in general. The second and third film do come with... Well, the second film comes with a commentary of the director and then some behind-the-scenes stuff, extended footage and making of. And the third film comes with behind-the-scenes stuff and vintage interviews. It's weird to call them vintage, but okay. Probably just for DVD stuff. But again, same deal in terms of artwork and in terms of case work. You get 2 discs which look identical, but just one of them says Warlock, and the other one says Warlock, The Armageddon, and Warlock 3, The End of Innocence. So those will be interesting to watch as well. And then the Capitol Loft, we have the Silent Night, Deadly Night collection, which I'm very interested to watch, but I'm going to wait till December because that's the only time it's appropriate to watch these movies. I already have the first 2 films, not from Vestron. I don't think Vestron did them. 101 Films did a 2-pack release, which I have, which comes with like a 4K scan of the first film, plus the unrated version, which is a lot better, and the second film, which is a real bloody joy to watch. No pun intended. There's a digital copy, so if you're probably in the US, you're welcome to have it. So cool, because I don't use digital copies. And again, you have Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, Better Watch Out, Silent Night, Deadly Night 4, Initiation, and Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, The Toy Maker. I don't like that there's no distinguishing between the artwork on the discs. That's really annoying. I've heard that I think it's the 4th one is really kind of crazy. I've got a friend who absolutely loves it. If I'm not mistaken, Initiation. I might be wrong about that, because one of them has an actor... Oh, shit, Jared did a fucking audio commentary on the 3rd film. Oh, cool. I know Jared. Jared's cool. You get some interviews as well, at least for the 3rd one. For the 4th one, you get a director commentary. Brian Usner, again, there's so many Vestron releases that Usner has his films on, which is crazy. Again, more interviews as well. They've got a Twisted Visions, an interview of surrealist design and effects artist Screaming Mad George. Always good to hear him talk about his stuff. And then the 5th film has another audio commentary with its director and co-writer, and then a bunch more interviews as well. So, yeah, curious. I don't know. I've heard a lot of crazy shit about the sequels, so I'm very interested to see, because obviously the first one is one of the best slasher films I've seen, and the second one is one of the worst slasher films I've seen. But I do enjoy watching the second one because it is just awful. But it's great. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. See you kids next time when I get some stuff in from Rare Waves. And I don't know. We'll see.